One of the best ways to get rid of the break in your voice is with a lip trill. Ah, using a trill to smooth out the break. No break. Ah. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a lip trill. Then at the end of the video, I'll give you an exercise using a lip trill to blend out your break. Step 1. Getting the lips moving. Imagine that you're cold. Now you do it along with me. Really cold. Oh, cold. Don't overthink this, just have some fun with it. And again, with me. Once you're comfortable that you can do this, it's time to move on to step 2. If you need more time on it, then just play this part over and over, copying along with me until you're happy. Step 2, the right amount of lip tension. Now that you feel comfortable with step 1, it's time to fine-tune that lip trill. If it sounds like this, then the cheeks are too relaxed. If it sounds like this, then the lips are too tight. If it sounds like this, then that's a good amount of lip tension. I feel that the lips pull down ever so slightly in the corners, a bit like an upside down smile. Now you try it. Get yourself in front of a mirror and see if you can make the same shape that I did. Now think cold and do this with me. Just keep them as short little stabs to start with. And again. Now let's start to hold them for longer. Are you ready with me? If you're running out of air too quickly, then there's a good chance that it's still too airy. So keep practicing with me until you get it. Step 3, how to place your jaw and tongue. Your jaw should be relaxed and hanging a little open like this. Now bring your tongue forward so that the tip is just resting between the teeth like this. Gently bring your bottom teeth up to meet your tongue. Do not press your teeth into the tongue, just gently touching is fine. Now when you go higher in pitch, you'll know where that tongue is. Now let's try a trill together. Jaw relaxed, tongue tip between the teeth, upside down smile, thinking cold. Step 4, connecting a voiced sound to your trill. Now that we have good lip closure that's going to help us to regulate that breath support, it's time to connect the vocal folds, also called vocal cords. We should now be able to make a good trill. Relaxed jaw, tip of the tongue between the teeth, upside down smile, thinking cold, and I'm thinking b-b-b-b-b behind the trilling lips. B-b-b-b-b-b. You try with me. Keep comparing your sound with mine. Keep it as short little bursts to start with, imagining that the sound is coming from right between the lips. And again, here we go. As you get more confident with this, start to increase the length of time that you can hold it for. When you can do this for a whole breath, it's time to move on to the final step. Keep practicing everything that we've done until you're happy that you can do it. Then it's time to move on. That's the end of part 1, how to do a lip trill. In part 2, you'll learn how to use your lip trill. I'll teach you the exercise that I promised for blending out your break. So see you there. This is Vocal Coach Dill saying bye. Hi, I'm Dylan, and this is video 2 of how to do a lip trill. If you haven't watched video 1 yet, then here's the link. In this video, you're going to learn how to use the lip trill on sirens and how to use the lip trill to blend out your voice break. Step 4, using your lip trill. Now that you can hold a lip trill comfortably, there should be no discomfort in the throat at all, it's time to put that lip trill to work. The first exercise, which is holding a note for as long as you can, you've already done. Yay! So let's do one together. Relaxed jaw, tip of the tongue between the teeth, upside down smile, thinking cold, and so on to the second exercise, slides. Do this along with me until you feel comfortable doing it. If you lose the trill every now and then, watch yourself in a mirror, as sometimes there's a tendency for you to spread the lips as you slide higher, which results in losing the trill. Remember to keep those facial muscles comfortable all the time. You may feel that your face is relaxed, but you're still losing the sound. Try to go louder as you go up the slide, as another one of the tendencies is to back off, going quieter as you go up, through fear of the higher notes. This will also lose the trill. Remember that the throat should feel open and relaxed all the time, and your end goal with the trill slide is to have an even volume all the way through. Well done. You should now feel confident that you can do a lip trill. If you're still struggling, then you could try taking your fingers and placing them at the corners of your mouth and moving them out about an inch. Then gently press them in here so you can feel your teeth. Now try your trill. If after about a week you still can't do the trill, try an alternative like the tongue trill, hum or raspberry. And don't lose heart. I have taught many students without the trill and they all have great voices. To give you an idea of how long it can take to do the lip trill, I spent 3 days on it before I could do it. So don't give up. The trill is great, but it's not the be-all and end-all of singing. Singing is. An exercise to blend out your break. So here's that exercise that I promised you at the beginning of the video. You should now be comfortable doing the lip trill and have practiced it for at least a couple of days, sliding down. So let's start to slide back up again, like this. Up, down, up, down. Now you try it with me. Get yourself nice and relaxed. Breathe in, think cold, and down, up, and down. Now let's bring it all together in what's called a siren. Up and down and up and down, like a roller coaster. Ready? Now on to the exercise for blending out your break. This is one of the best exercises there is for blending out the break, and it is a siren. Woohoo! You just did it. But to make it really effective, we need to know a couple more things, which I will go over with you now. So let's recap. When you slide up and down, the sound should feel like it's coming from right between the lips. The throat should feel open, jaw relaxed, tongue relaxed, with the tip of the tongue between the teeth and the upside down smile. It should also sound a little dopey, like this. Now you try it with me. Now as we slide up, we're going to try and recognize that break. There it is. Now you try it without me. Listen and feel for that break. It feels a bit like a gear change in the throat, like something has adjusted in here. Go for it. Cool. Keep trying until you can find it. Remember that it should not feel strained or uncomfortable. If it does, then you're not ready to do it yet. You should check out some more of my videos to help you explore what is going wrong. Now you're going to slide up and down over that area as if you're trying to scrub it out. Let me show you. Make sure that as you slide up and down, the sound feels like it's coming from right between the lips. Listen again. With the break. With the break. No break. Always try and blend your break from the top register down, like this. Do this daily as slowly as you can, as this will not only get all the pitches, but allow your vocals to zip up easily for the higher notes. Be patient and use good technique and your voice will respond quickly. If you have any comments, then I would love to hear from you. It would also be cool if you would like to subscribe or like these videos. Take care. This is Vocal Coach Dylan saying bye. How to do a siren. If you're about to start singing and you have no MP3 vocal warm-up or piano around, then sirens are your best friend for warming up the voice. In this video, I'll show you how to do a siren. So what does a siren sound like? It's like a roller coaster ride going up and down. So let's break this down into easy steps. Step 1, sliding up. Imagine that you just won the lottery. You're really surprised. Act surprised. And again with me, ready? Don't worry about pitch, just get into it. Just really get into it. And again, surprised. Good. Keep doing this until you feel comfortable with it. Then we're going to slow it down like this. So it's slowly being surprised, okay? So, you do it with me, come on. Great. Step 2, sliding down. So, we've just won the lottery. How much have we won? £5. Disappointment. Don't worry about the pitch again. Remember, just be cool with it. Get into it. Really act it out. You won the lottery. How much did you win? £5. Disappointment. You do it with me. Disappointment. And again. Now let's slow it down. So it's disappointed slowly. In slow motion, ready? And again, ready? Disappointed. And again, disappointed. Once more. Step 3, sliding up and down. Sliding up, sliding down. Now you try it with me. Surprised on the way up, disappointed on the way down. Surprised on the way up, disappointed on the way down. Surprised on the way up, disappointed on the way down. Surprised on the way up, disappointed on the way down. Remember, don't worry about the pitches at the moment. Just be cool and get into the vibe. Now we're going to bring that together. Ready? Good. If you're struggling with this, just play it over and keep going with it. Now we're going to do it in slow motion. Ready? Slowly surprised and slowly disappointed. Well done. Step 4, using a siren as a vocal warm-up. So now we can do a siren. We should start with small ranges at the beginning and then slowly increase that range. So it'd be like this. Do this until you feel your voice is ready to increase that range a bit. So it should start in a very small, very comfortable part of your voice and slowly increase. Here we go again. You do it with me. Some people think of it as a bit like a revving engine. You can hear it, can't you? Try it again. Cool. Then we increase that range. Cool. Just keep increasing that range. When you get to a point where it feels like the throat's just starting to close off, and you're just starting to create some tension, that's too high. Back it off again. Just bring it just below that point, always sliding up and down, working up to that area. What you'll find is you're helping the vocal folds to zip up really nicely for those new higher pitches. And at some point, they'll just break through into that new area. Okay, so be patient, work with it, say 5 to 30 minutes depending, but listen to your voice. If after 5 minutes it feels it's ready, great. If after 5 minutes it feels like it's tired, that's too much, or the technique isn't good. Either way, it's time to stop. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm vocal coach Dylan. Bye. Hi, I'm vocal coach Dylan. How to do a vocal exercise correctly. If you're vocalizing and you don't know what you're supposed to be focused on when you're vocalizing, then you're vocalizing incorrectly. Vocalizing correctly is 2 parts. First part, building correct muscular coordinations and strengthening them up. Second part, building a mental awareness of those correct muscular coordinations so that we can relate that to singing songs. Now that second one is far too often overlooked. There's scales, there's exercises, there's courses all over the internet showing you how to do this new funky cool scale or something that's going to, this sound that's just going to make your voice amazing. Well, actually, there isn't a sound that's going to make your voice amazing. There isn't one vocalize that's going to be the answer to everything. The answer to everything is building mental awareness of the correct sensations of singing. So what are those sensations? Well, there's 4 of them. First one, open throat. Second one, resonance. Third one, breath support. Fourth one, vowel. We're building mental awareness of those 4 things over and over when we're vocalizing. If you're not focused on those things, then you're not vocalizing effectively. This can be detrimental to the voice. Let me give you an example. The other day I had a new student come to me. He bought a download course, and for the last 3 years he's been diligently trilling up and down. So he started with an octave. He's got 3 and a bit octaves in range. Cool, nice range. Then he sung to me. Straight away I could see there were quite a few problems with his voice. Was there an open throat? A little. Resonance? It was skipping around quite a lot. Breath support? It wasn't bad. The vowel? It wasn't good. There was quite a lot of tension on that. So 3 of the big 4 weren't in a good way. So what did that tell me? That told me he'd been doing his lip trill, and hums, by the way, doing them diligently, blending out that voice, getting a big range, but not actually being aware of the correct sensations. So when he came to sing, it fell over badly. And it was reintroducing those bad tensions. So he was warming up his voice every day before he would sing. So what that was doing was realigning all those bad habits and bringing back a nice balanced voice with good muscular coordination. But because his awareness wasn't there, when he was singing, slowly, his voice would revert back. He would then just put that down to he needs to warm up more, whereas in fact, what he actually needed was to build awareness whilst he was doing those exercises, so that then he could keep that feeling of open throat, resonance, breath support, vowel, all the time whilst he was singing. So that's what you must learn to do. He did an exercise for me the other day. So I said to him, let's trill through the range. He did, like I say, 3.5 octaves, very nice. Then when I got him to do a vowel, I said, give us an R. Oh, I don't like the R vowel. Don't like the R vowel? Okay, so really, we sing on vowels, right? So all the vowels you should love. They should feel great. So if they're not feeling good, something's missing. Singing isn't about having a huge range. Singing's about releasing expression and emotion. And if you can't sing vowels, how are you going to sing words? And how are you going to express emotion? Right? So we went up through this scale on the R. It started off okay. Chest voice was a bit weak. Vocal fry pretty non-existent at the bottom there. And as we moved up, he started to get loud around the passaggio. Starts around the A sharp, B, C, around that area. So he's starting to increase volume. So I'm like, okay, really you should be keeping a consistent volume. Then as he got up to the D, E, it flipped over into a really harsh, unpleasant mixed voice sound in the falsetto register. He then replied, after clearing his throat, that was because his voice wasn't warmed up enough. The connection was a light spoken voice connection. That connection should be clean, regardless of whether your voice is warmed up, if the technique is good. Yeah? So he was putting that down to he hadn't warmed up his voice enough. Yeah, true enough. If he'd warmed up his voice enough, it would have realigned his bad technique and warmed up those muscles in good technique, so that then when he sung those vowels, they would have been better. But because his awareness of how a vowel should be and how his open throat should feel and his resonance and his breath support wasn't there, it would revert back to how it was. Cool? So we must build that awareness. Every note in your range, you should be able to do easily with an open throat and a clean tone. Yeah, you may feel the breath support kick in more, but that open throat sensation is always going to be there. When you build the correct awareness over your voice, that mental awareness, along with those muscular coordinations, you will then have a well-balanced voice that will respond to the emotion. Remember, that's what we're trying to achieve. We're trying to sing with emotion, vocal freedom. So the next time you're doing a vocal exercise, remember, there are two things you're doing here. One, building correct muscular coordinations and strengthening your voice in those coordinations. Two, building that mental awareness of open throat, resonance, breath support, and vowel. If you don't do those four things, then you are not effectively vocalizing, and you will struggle to move from doing your vocalizes over into singing. I hope you found this helpful. I'm vocal coach Dylan. Bye.